Britney Spears is dancing around her home with knives, with big, sharp knives. And Britney, since her conservatorship has been lifted, Britney has posted a lot of odd videos, half naked or naked, dancing around on TikTok and doing things that don't seem particularly helpful to her. She's now denied this. So you can see the video playing around on TikTok. She's denied it though, and said, I started playing in the kitchen with knives today. Don't worry, they're not real knives. Halloween is soon, with 3 exclamation marks every time. But I look at those knives. They look pretty real. They don't look like plastic knives or anything to me. Maybe they're fake. Maybe they're just really, really good fakes. But I don't know. Britney's exhibited a ton of crazy behavior in recent years, and I guess really for 15 years now. So I have to ask myself, was it really a good idea to free Britney? There was the Free Britney movement when she was under a conservatorship. And the Free Britney movement was based on this idea that Britney has the right to liberty. Which is true. We all want liberty. Liberty is a good thing. But the reason the Free Britney movement was wrong is because the Free Britney movement presupposed a definition of liberty based on choice, not based on perfect willing and understanding. So this is a very, very important distinction. If your will is compromised, if you're a degenerate addict or something, then you can't be granted this kind of political liberty. And we have programs in our justice system to limit your political liberty. Not even to limit your liberty, to recognize that your liberty is limited, and so they're going to constrain your field of operation in politics. If you are ignorant, if something is defective in your intellect, then your liberty is going to be limited. This is why we have conservatorships. This is why we have legal powers of attorney. This is why we have parental rights. It's because little kids aren't in control of their will and aren't particularly educated yet, and so they don't get to vote until the Democrats have their way and they lower the voting age to 5. They don't get to, drive a car. They don't get to participate in civic life. It seems like a little bit of an abstract issue. Well, my definition of liberty is this, and your definition of liberty is this. This is a crucial thing. Freedom, liberty, is a defining feature, perhaps the defining feature of human nature. But the left and the right in this country, and frankly, even there's a disagreement of this on the right, we disagree over what that means. And until we figure out what that means, if we continue to persist in this false liberty, which is nothing more than choice, the country is going to continue to degrade, and we're going to be a whole country of Britney Spearses.
Right now, go to Genucel.com/KnowlesYT. As you might know, we are all big fans of Genucel over here. But you don't just need to take my word for how great a company it is. Ella from Rockford says, quote, I have both age and acne spots, and this stuff is actually fading both of them. This serum is worth every penny. Ella is raving about the famous dark spot corrector from Genucel, a must-have after months of record heat and humidity. Sunspots, brown spots, discoloration, even red inflamed patches all disappear in front of your very eyes. Here's the Genucel amazing guarantee. You will see results on day 1 or your money back. So take advantage of Genucel's most popular package, which now includes the dark spot corrector plus the classic Genucel bags and puffiness treatment and immediate effects, all at about 70% off, so you can try the best skincare in the world for yourself completely risk-free. It is simple. Go to Genucel.com/KnowlesYT, letter Y, letter T. Start looking years, even decades younger tomorrow. Say goodbye to dark and liver spots, bags and puffiness under the eyes, crow's feet at Genucel.com/KnowlesYT. That is Genucel.com/KnowlesYT.
The Wuhan Institute of Virology says that another coronavirus outbreak is highly likely. And they would know, wouldn't they? Study published by scientists at the Wuhan Institute in July, reportedly circulating widely on Chinese social media, has concluded that as many as 20 species of coronavirus are highly likely to cause an outbreak among humans. Right about on time. Yeah, that's because you see the election is in about 13 months. So this is right about on time. This study appeared in Emerging Microbes and Infections in July, the South China Morning Post noted, but it began making headlines in Chinese language media as social media users discovered it and began spreading its conclusions online. What are they saying? They're saying, quote, this is according to the study. It is almost certain that there will be future disease emergence and is highly likely a coronavirus disease again. Thus, the early preparation for the animal COVs with risk of spillover is important for future disease preparedness regarding the likely animal origin of SARS, MERS, and COVID-19. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist. I didn't bring my tinfoil hat with me to Washington, D.C. You remember right before the outbreak of COVID, there was that big exercise with scientists and government officials and NGOs where they just did a test run of what it would look like if a coronavirus spread throughout the world and caused a mass pandemic and a shutdown of governments and economies, and then it just happened almost immediately thereafter. It would seem reasonable to conclude from such an exercise that something was likely to happen. Well, I think that's what we're seeing here. They're telling us what's going to happen. And you can take the most extreme view of it and say they're planning it and they're intentionally going to release it and it's to shut down the election. Or you could just say, yeah, look, the Wuhan Institute of Virology is, just like all human institutions, is kind of weak and fallen, and when you're dealing with very dangerous things, sometimes they leak, and it's a prediction rather than a promise. Either way, maybe you're somewhere in the middle between those two poles. Either way, I think COVID is going to happen again. Are the people willing to go along with it? I have friends of mine, conservative friends, who lived through 2020, 2021, 2022, who insist, oh, Michael, the people will never go along with COVID again. What are you talking about? No, Michael, they learned their lesson. You think they learned their lesson? No, they didn't. I have liberal friends who are wearing masks right now already. They're not even mandated yet. Even after we were told the masks don't really work, even after we were told that the vaccines don't really work, even after we were told that the social distancing was completely arbitrary, they're already doing it again. People's memories are very, very short, and people just kind of follow the leader. That's why political power is so important, is we're not all just hyper individualists who, form all of our own conclusions and write long treatises about what we think about every aspect of society. If that were true, we wouldn't get out of bed in the morning. People just basically follow the leader and the established powers. And the established powers over in China, and here in the United States, and the Faucis and the NIHs and the public health officials in New York and Lionsgate in California and Morris Brown College in Atlanta and Rutgers in New Jersey, they're all just starting to do COVID again. And people probably will just go along with it. Boy, what a great clip that was. Now, make sure that you ring the bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles channel. See you next time.